Before Silicon Valley, before AI, before space rockets and smartphones, there was a boy, abandoned, poor, self-taught, who would go on to revolutionize the world without ever earning a college degree. His name is rarely mentioned, his face rarely shown, but his impact is everywhere. This is the untold story of Frederick McKinley Jones, the genius inventor who changed how the world lives, eats, and survives. The man who brought refrigeration to the road, saved millions in wartime, and reshaped global commerce. Chapter 1. Born in the Shadows. Frederick McKinley Jones was born on May 17, 1893, in Cincinnati, Ohio, a country barely out of slavery, but still deeply soaked in racial injustice. His father, a white Irish railroad worker. His mother, African American, an interracial child in 1890s America. His identity was already a protest. At the age of 7, tragedy struck. His mother vanished from his life, most likely dead. His father, too poor to raise him, gave him up to a Catholic priest in Covington, Kentucky. But even the priest couldn't hold him long. By age 11, Frederick was on his own. No parents, no home, no formal schooling beyond 6th grade. Yet, something burned within him, a relentless curiosity. He read engineering magazines from garbage bins. He observed mechanics at work. And he taught himself everything, from physics to radio electronics. He was a boy genius, hidden in the shadows of poverty. Chapter 2. The Self-Taught Scientist. Frederick started working as a car mechanic in Hallock, Minnesota, a small rural town that became his lifelong home. There, something remarkable happened. By his teens, he was already repairing engines, rewiring radios, and even building his own transmitter. He constructed race car engines and designed his own inventions on paper. None of it formally taught, all of it self-learned. In 1917, when World War I erupted, Jones enlisted as a soldier and served in France as an electrician with the US Army. His skill was so advanced, he was quickly put in charge of maintaining critical communications equipment. By the time the war ended in 1918, he returned with discipline, technical expertise, and a vision. He would now dedicate his life to solving problems through invention. Chapter 3. The Mind of a Mechanic. Back in Hallock, Frederick became the town's go-to mechanic and electrician. He built amplifiers, motion picture sound equipment, and early radio transmitters. His talents caught the eye of Joseph A. Numero, the owner of a company that made movie sound systems. Their meeting would change history. Numero saw in Frederick something no degree could measure: raw genius. The two began collaborating, and in 1939, Jones was made chief engineer of the newly formed Thermo Control Company. But Frederick wasn't done tinkering. He noticed a recurring issue: perishable goods, milk, meat, vaccines, spoiled quickly when shipped long distances. This created waste, disease, and loss. The world needed mobile refrigeration. Frederick got to work. Chapter 4. The Invention That Changed the World. Mobile refrigeration. In 1938, Frederick McKinley Jones invented something that would alter the course of commerce, medicine, and war: a portable, automatic refrigeration system for trucks and trains. His refrigerated truck units allowed food and medicine to be transported thousands of miles without spoiling. This invention gave birth to the cold chain industry, the global system that moves perishable goods across continents. He received a patent in 1940, the first of more than 60 patents in his lifetime. But it wasn't just food that would benefit. World War II was underway, and Jones's invention quickly became a military necessity. Chapter 5. War, Medicine, and Lives Saved. During World War II, Jones's refrigeration units were used to preserve blood plasma, medicines, and food for troops across the Pacific and Europe. Without refrigeration, blood spoiled in hours. With Jones's invention, it lasted days, long enough to save tens of thousands of wounded soldiers. Hospitals in remote areas now had access to critical medicine. His technology became a silent hero of the war, a hidden weapon not of destruction, but preservation. And yet, few knew the name Frederick McKinley Jones. A black man in a racist era, his contribution went uncelebrated. But he kept building. Chapter 6. Beyond the Cold. After the war, Jones continued to innovate. He refined his refrigeration systems. He created automatic movie projectors, sound synchronizers, and radio devices. He even built an early X-ray machine for doctors in rural areas. His partnership with Joseph Numero turned into a company that would become Thermo King Corporation, a global leader in cold transport. Jones became one of the most successful black inventors in American history, holding patents in multiple fields: mechanics, sound, electronics, and medicine. But it wasn't just about technology, it was about equality. He became the first black member of the American Society of Refrigeration Engineers. He used his voice to encourage young black Americans to pursue science and engineering, despite barriers. Chapter 7. Legacy carved in cold. Even in his later years, Jones never slowed down, but the racism he faced never disappeared either. Though his inventions powered armies, supermarkets, and hospitals, his name rarely appeared in newspapers. He remained, to most Americans, invisible. But he didn't invent for fame. He invented to solve problems. In 1961, just months before his death, he was awarded the National Medal of Technology by President Dwight D. Eisenhower, the first black American to receive the honor. But by then, cancer had spread through his lungs. A lifetime of hard work had caught up with him. On February 21, 1961, Frederick McKinley Jones died at the age of 67. Chapter 8. Forgotten Giant: Why the World Owes Him Everything. Today, Frederick McKinley Jones is rarely taught in schools. Yet every refrigerated truck, every vaccine shipped during a pandemic, every fresh apple flown across the world owes something to him. He helped create a global economy based on perishable transport. He saved lives in war, in hospitals, and on every dinner plate in America. He broke racial barriers with his mind. He showed that genius is not limited by color, college, or class. And he paved the way for future generations of black scientists, inventors, and engineers. He was born into nothing, educated by no one, supported by few. Yet he built everything. A man who mastered machines, saved lives, and cooled the world before the world even knew it needed cooling. This is why Frederick McKinley Jones must never be forgotten, not just as a black inventor, but as a great American innovator. His story is not about what he had, but what he created, with nothing but his mind, in a world powered by cold chains, refrigerated medicine, and preserved food. One man made it all possible: Frederick McKinley Jones. Genius, soldier, inventor, pioneer.